Hello guys and welcome to another Tokyo Revengers video. And in this video I will be talking about the newest episode of Tokyo Revengers. And this video will be an anime review for episode 50 of Tokyo Revengers, and in this video series I will be comparing the anime to the manga. And this was overall a very well adapted episode, and there was even some anime original scenes that got added to the anime during this episode. For example, I really loved seeing this added scene where Mikey was stopping Hinata from looking at Kisaki's dead body, and I thought that it was very cute to see that Mikey was trying to protect Hinata. During these last few episodes the anime has really shown us the humanity of the Tenjuku executives, and during this episode we got to see some great scenes of Takemichi's friendship with Kikucho. However, I really thought that all of the deaths during this arc were very sad, and it was very tragic to witness the final moments of these three characters. However, despite this, I thought that their final moments also did a great job of displaying the true nature of all these different characters. The way that they animated Takemichi's tears looked very smooth, and the art style for this episode is the best that we have ever seen for Tokyo Revengers. And this level of animation was a great way to close this third season, and the final showdown between Kisaki and Takemichi had way better animation compared to the disappointing battle of Mikey vs Izana. This chapter also revealed to us Kisaki's true plans, and this reveal really displayed Kisaki's intelligence. Despite having no time-leaping powers, Kisaki always completed his objectives in every single future timeline, and this shows us that his intelligence easily outclasses every other character. And they also reveal the driving force behind Kisaki's hatred for Takemichi, and this is because of Kisaki's unhinged obsession for Hinata. But even after becoming the #1 delinquent in Japan, Hinata still always rejected Kisaki, and this showed us that Hinata's pure love for Takemichi has never wavered ever since that fateful day. The reveal of Kisaki's backstory gives us a glance into his twisted motivations, and he is such a weirdo that he proposed to a girl that he was never even in a relationship with. We also got to see a glimpse of Takemichi's backstory during Kisaki's perspective, and we can see that he has never changed ever since he was a child. I really thought that Hinata looked very cute during this episode, and the way they drew the art for her character design looks very beautiful. Anyway guys, before I get into this video guys, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. So let's get into the video now. So this episode begins by showing us that Takemichi is winding up a very powerful punch with his right fist, but the anime switched it to his left fist. And Kisaki and Takemichi are both attacking each other, and these two rivals are punching each other in the face. And both of the fighters are panting very hard, and they are exhausted. Takemichi was thinking to himself that this is the same exact location where Kisaki killed Hinata, and Kisaki punched him in the face. And Takemichi responded by telling him shut up, and Takemichi counter-attacked by punching him in the face. We can see that both of the fighters are struggling to gain dominance, and Takemichi told Kisaki that he is very weak. And Takemichi also called Kisaki a coward, however Kisaki said that you don't need physical strength to be a leader. And Kisaki proceeded to headbutt his opponent, and then he told Takemichi that what you need to lead is a perfectly crafted plan. We can see that both of the characters are having a battle of ideals, and Kisaki angrily said that he is supposed to be the dark hero. And in this scene Kisaki is repeatedly punching Takemichi, and he is also telling Takemichi about all of his plans. And Kisaki is saying that all of his plans were perfect, and he said that there is only one possible way that his plans could be stopped. Takemichi then kicked Kisaki off of his body, and Takemichi told Kisaki that he still remembers that day. And Takemichi said that it was in front of those flames that he promised to become the leader of Toman, and he is talking about the future timeline. And Takemichi told Kisaki that this is the place where it happened, and Takemichi just got flashbacks of that day. And Takemichi told Kisaki that this is the place where it all happened, and this is actually the place where Kisaki killed Hinata in the future. And Takemichi declared that they should settle this matter right here and now, and it is in this moment where Kisaki was smart enough to deduce that Takemichi is a time leaper. And it is in this scene where we see a future timeline of Kisaki and Hinata is apologizing to Kisaki. Kisaki started cackling after finding out about the time-leaping powers, and Takemichi asked Kisaki why he is obsessed with Hinata. And Takemichi asked him why he always kills Hinata, and Kisaki just replied by saying that he sees that he failed. In this future timeline we see that Kisaki is standing with Hinata, and Kisaki is proposing to Hinata. and Kisaki tried to offer up a ring as his marriage proposal to the love of his life. However, Hinata just apologized to Kisaki, and then we see that Hinata declined the proposal. And we get to see the reaction of Kisaki, and Kisaki is very shocked. And then we see a scene of Hinata walking away, and Kisaki is left standing alone in the snow. And for some reason the anime removed the dialogue from this scene, and Kisaki is just saying that he will tell him the truth since this will be the end of their connection. And then we get to see the backstory of Kisaki, and Hinata is complimenting him for being a prodigy. And Kisaki loved getting these compliments, and this resulted in him falling in love with Hinata. And Kisaki thought that Hinata would definitely fall in love with a genius like him, however a hero suddenly appeared and stole her heart. And we can see that Kisaki was watching the moment where Hinata fell in love with Takemichi. And Kisaki followed Takemichi ever since that day, and he watched him from afar. And Takemichi was talking to Takuya, and he said that delinquents are actually his heroes. And with a smile on his face, Takemichi proclaimed that he will become the #1 delinquent in all of Japan. And after hearing this, Kisaki decided to become a delinquent, and this is when he decided to approach Osanai. And eventually Kisaki found out about Manjiro Sano, and Kisaki decided that Mikey was the most important piece of his plan. And it was during his second year of junior high school that Kisaki happened to see Takemichi. And Kisaki was thinking to himself that he is reborn, and it is all for the woman that he loves. And we get to see the scene from Kisaki's perspective, and Kisaki is saying that he will surpass Takemichi. And then we get to see the very first time that Mikey met Kisaki, and Kisaki is asking if he is Manjiro Sano. And Mikey asked him who the hell he is, and this prompted Kisaki to introduce himself as Teta Kisaki. Kisaki decided that Mikey was the perfect puppet for his plan, and by manipulating Mikey he could become the #1 delinquent in all of Japan. Kisaki's plan was that it would take 2 years to manipulate Mikey, and then it would take 3 years for them to dominate Tokyo. And we see that the anime removed Mikey's tattoo. And during this part of the episode Kisaki is saying that in 4 years they will take over Japan, and in 10 years his grand plan will be completed. And Kisaki revealed that his end goal was to live out his days with Hinata by his side, and Kisaki got very angry at Takemichi for getting in his way. Takemichi started crying after finding out that Kisaki killed Hinata out of revenge, and Kisaki screamed that Hinata belongs to him. Kisaki said that everything is Takemichi's fault, and he should have killed him sooner. And in this moment we suddenly see that Takemichi drop-kicked the gun out of Kisaki's hands. Takemichi then picked up the gun and pointed it at Kisaki's face, and with tears running down his face Takemichi said that he should have done this from the beginning. And Takemichi is thinking that if he kills Kisaki, then he can save Hinata. Takemichi is getting ready to pull the trigger of his pistol, and he has resolved himself to kill Kisaki. However, in this moment Hinata and Mikey suddenly arrived on the scene, and Hinata is calling out Takemichi's name. In this scene I think that Hinata's character is very well designed, and I love the detailed way that her eyes are drawn. And during this part of the episode the anime added an extra fight scene that was never in the manga, and in this scene Takemichi is landing a very powerful punch on Kisaki. And in the manga, Mikey was just yelling at Kisaki for running away during this part of the storyline. Kisaki made an attempt to run away, however Takemichi yelled that it's all over for him. Kisaki madly exclaims that Hinata will belong to him one day, but Takemichi responded by saying he won't let him go back to the future. Kisaki then stops in the middle of the road, and he addresses Takemichi's time-leaping theory. And with a smile on his face, Kisaki asks Takemichi if he still thinks he's a time leaper. However, right when he was about to finish his sentence, a truck suddenly came out of nowhere, and this truck slammed into Kisaki. Takemichi is just watching this happen, and he is in shock. Kisaki's body is laid out on the floor, however he can't get up because of his mangled limbs. Kisaki's karma has finally caught up to him, and he is experiencing a brutal death while screaming that he can't stand up. Kisaki is saying that he doesn't want to die, but in this tragic moment we then see that he died on the pavement. The scene then switches to Draken's battle with Hanma, and Hanma has admitted his defeat. With a smile on his face Hanma says that he should have escaped by now, and then the scene switches to showing us the arrest of the Tenjuku members. And all of the Tenjuku executives have been arrested by the police. The 3 deaths of his conflict were Emma Sano, Izana Kurokawa, and Teta Kisaki. Angry is riding on his motorcycle with Chifuyu, and Hakai is shown riding alongside Inupi. This ending scene also shows us Koko walking away in his Tenjuku uniform. And I thought that this panel of Sanzu was very well adapted, and it does a great job of setting up the future of the story. Takemichi went to go visit Kikucho in the hospital, and he sees that his friend is in a state of depression. Kikucho was the only one who survived his gunshot wounds, and this means that Tenjuku's dreams are over. Takemichi says that his battle is now over, however ever since that day he has never stopped shaking. So this is where the episode ends, and this is the end of this video. Anyway guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, and want to see more like it, then like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.